everyone, today I've come on to do prompt 9 of Junk Journal July UK, which is hosted by Lindsey over at the Vintage Button and Sandra over at Be Happy Stationery. Sandra has Instagram, she has YouTube, which she's just started making videos on, and do pop over and watch those because they're to do with Junk Journal July as well. And Sandra also has Facebook pages. There is the Junk Journal Community Chat Room UK. That's Sandra's Facebook page. Worth popping over there, that's where we all are. And then, of course, she has her design team page for her designers. So, today's prompt is stamping on book pages. And what I do is I usually stamp on the book page and use it as a background, and I actually have a few that I've done because I'll often just sit and do some stamps, or if I've got a new stamp I'll try it out on a book page. And so I'll show you some of the ones I've done already. You can see that one's a music thing. If you were to put a photograph on there or a sticker, it makes a really good background without taking away from the main subject of your picture. For example, you could do that and then you could frame it and it would look brilliant. I've got ones here that didn't come out so well, which is why it's worth trying them out, isn't it? So this I tried it out in the pink and it just didn't show up very well, did it? This little mouse is cute. What I would do with him is colour him in and cut him out and use him as a little page corner. That one came out better like that in the black, so I know now not to try using it in the pink because the pink doesn't show up. But that would look really pretty, wouldn't it, as a journal card with a main picture in the middle. I've got this little girl here. I'd colour her in and use her as the main subject of my journal card, perhaps. That one I didn't stamp on. I've got the little girl again there. Something's gone wrong with her mouth there though, so I won't be using her. Here she is, that one's better. Yeah, and I could colour, like I said, I would colour her in, cut her out and use her in one of my journals. This one's a little sailor. And we've got a little sailor girl climbing up a ladder. That's cute, isn't it? And I like the green colour as well. I think it goes really well with the nautical theme as well. I was surprised how many I'd already got in stock. This one is a nautical one as well. It could be coloured in and then cut out. Here are some ones again that can be used for backgrounds like this. I find that if I get a big space of white in a book page, I think that's great for testing out your stamps on. Here we've got some squirrels. That's a proper little picture there, look, isn't it? And then we've got a tree there, some little mice. Over here, we have more of those little girls. We've got some stars. I'll just colour those in and cut them out and use those on their own as backgrounds. We've got a little bird there. That looks nice on its own, doesn't it? Lots of stamps on that one to be coloured in and cut out. I don't know what I was doing there. Another, yeah, you can see I've got quite a lot of stamps and I do like to test them out. I love this one, and somewhere I have it coloured in, but can I find it? No, I cannot. But yeah, I do have that coloured in and it looks really nice, and I have used it as a pocket on a page. What I did, I stamped it out like that, coloured it all in, cut it out, fussy cut the top of it a bit, and then I popped it up in a book as a pocket. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Colour that in and cut that out. It looked lovely in any fairy journal, wouldn't it? Then we've got some grass, which I don't know why I didn't do that in green. We've got a little boy and his tortoises. Again, you can see I was using the white pages. Yeah, using around the edge with the white as well. And I think, yeah, you can see I've done trying. What I was doing here was I got this new set of stamps and I was using those out, testing out the colours of them. These little Ranger, Tim Holtz Ranger little distress inks, and I was testing out the colours of those. That's what I was doing with that, and I think that is as much as I've done in there. So yeah, this is a really good book actually for stamping on. It's really nice. the paper's really nice and everything, so we'll make sure we use a bit more of that, shall we? Yeah. So those ones are all done, so we'll start on this one. Yeah, this is one of my favourite backgrounds that I use. If I'm using plain paper or just painted paper, I use this on it because I just like the pattern of it, and I think it'll go with a lot of things. So all I usually do is I put my ink on like so, and then just pick a spot where I want it. I've wonked that up now, and I've gone a bit wonky with it, but you can see what I mean. That'd look great, wouldn't it? If you were doing a nautical journal, you could cut that out across there, put something nautical here like a seahorse, a captain's wheel, anything like that, and you've got yourself a pocket or a journal card, haven't you? Yeah, love it, because you can always back it with stronger paper if you need to. So that's the sort of thing I would use that for. Then I have got, these are some new ones that I've never used before. So I've got this little girl here, and they're not, some of them are like a little Scottish girl, and you know, she's got Scottish themed clothes on, and I just wanted to not use the whole of that stamp. But this one, it says welcome spring, so I'm going to just do her, I think. I'm just going to do her. I do somewhere have a stamping block, and then I can put my colour on. I think I'm going to do her in this fire brick red. And from my experience, darker colours work better on the text than lighter colours do. As I say, this is I'd class this as a darker colour. Let's put her down here. Give her a good squish. There we go. See, she's come out pretty well. The bit that I have missed is round her eye and her mouth, and what I can do is I can just draw those in with a bit of red pen, because I'm terrible at going over it again. So what I'm going to do, I actually am going to do it again, but further up. Make sure you put plenty on that mouth and eye this time. Right, let's give it a good press this time. Especially around that mouth and eye. Do you know, it still hasn't done it, and that's not my doing, because I did do that properly this time. Yeah, there's something wrong with this stamp, isn't there? You can see the paint's still on. This must not be as raised as the rest is. Yeah, it's the inside of the eye and that bit there, isn't it, that just aren't hitting it, and I've moved it, so it's not because of that. Yeah. Anyway, that one was not a success, but yeah. I've seen a group that are doing these. They're like, well, they're not like, they are faceless girls, and yeah, I've seen a group doing them, like colouring them in, and I'm sure the one they're doing is bigger than this though. Bigger than these, and they don't actually have a dress on. I'm sure they've been drawing the dresses on. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to have a go at one of these. I'm going to go with these, I think. This one. You can see I've not tried them before. These are from Temu, definitely. So, we'll pop her on there. I think I'm going to do her just in black, so I've got my, I'm going to use my stays on for that. There, got her all. do think she might fit onto an ATC card. Yeah, you see that's come out lovely, look. Yeah, that's come out really well. Once that's coloured in, perfect. Yeah, so that's some things you can do. You can print things on there, colour them in and use them in your journals, or I would colour her in and use her on an ATC card. Although for what I'm wanting to use her for, she probably will be better on a plain background. Another thing I have, as I say, I've got these coloured inks. I got them on Vinted. I never buy new stuff when I can get it second hand. No, I always buy the stuff that people have been using and you know, either decided it's not for them, or you know, but they're getting rid of it. So I've got 3 different coloured stamps there, and I'm going to get 3 of these. I've got quite a few of these. These are stamp sets. This one came in a set of 5. I'm going to just use the 3 of them. I'm going to use this one in the purple, and I'm going to do some purple stamps down the edge of this book page. You can see you can get away with doing 2, although the second one is going to be lighter, so bear that in mind. Right, and then clean this stamp. I'm going to go with the next colour, which is this yellowy coloured one. Well, it's yellow and orange, to be honest. I think it's yellow. We'll find out. There we go. Yeah. It is a yellowy colour. You can see I'm getting the edge of it in. I need to be more careful how I stamp it so I don't get the round edge in as well. And you can see where I'm going with this. This is going to be a page edge when it's finished. And how pretty and how simple was that? And it's used this piece of the book page that's plain. And then I'm going to just do this one just to add a little bit more colour into the mix. Yeah, you can use all 5 colours. You can do this one in more than one colour. You know, knock yourself out, especially if you've got this set of inks. Any set of inks will do, but as I say, I got those really for a really great price. Sure, I paid £10 for them, and this isn't all of the ones that I've got. So yeah, there's a good few there. What is there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I think there's about 15 of them all together. Yeah. So that's another thing you can do, is you can make a page edge. So you can make a page edge, you can make a pocket, you can make a feature piece. So once she's coloured in, you know, I'd colour her hair in a jacket, her trousers, colour a bag. And same with this one, I'd get a red colour and I'd finish off her eye and do her a little mouth. Let me see if I can find a red that's similar. Yeah, this is a red fine liner. I can see that bit there needs to go. You can see it's not quite the right colour, but I think if you were to colour it in, you'd get away with it, wouldn't you? It really isn't too far off, is it? And then she had a little like heart-shaped mouth with a smiley line through it. There we go. And then that bit round there. Yeah. Not the end of the world, is it? So I can use that for that and that for that. and I can use that one as well. And as I've shown you the other things too that you can do, you can use that as a background. I mean, I love that. That is just fabulous. You get something nautical on there. Let me find something nautical. So I found this sticker, which I'm going to stick there like that. And then on here, I've got another sticker which says Ocean Child on it to go with the girl there, look. And then I'll cut that out. I'm going to do that now. So I've cut it out. I can now strengthen it with some cardstock, stick it to a page in an ocean journal, and it would look brilliant. And it's so unique, isn't it? It's unique by the colour of it, by the stamp I've chosen to use, by the sticker I've got there. If you're good at drawing, you could draw a seahorse or something there, couldn't you? You could write whatever word you wanted there. Yeah, so that's going to go into my nautical folder for when I do a nautical journal. This one I will cut off and I will use it in my herb, not herb, I keep wanting to call it herbology. Hail herbology kit from Be Happy Stationery, which is on sale in her Ko-fi shop at the moment. The link will be in my description box. Here we are. Upside down as always. And then the colours go really well, don't they? And that would make a really nice page edge, or even a very thin belly band, or a decoration on something else. The possibilities are there, aren't they? Yeah, love that. So, I mean, I could show you tons more stamps, but they're all going to be for the same thing, aren't they? Like these ones. That one I would use as the main, as the background, and then on top of that I would put my main picture. I think I'd put a sticker or a picture rather than a stamp on there though. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't just stamp another stamp. I have some corner pieces here to pop on the corner of your project, and I'm going to use some of these on it, I think. So they're just little, I think they're stickers. So you could put 1, 2, I don't know if you actually need 4. I'm thinking 2's probably enough, but we'll try 4 and see what it looks like. Yeah, we'll do the 4 then. We might as well, or else I'm going to be left with an odd 2, aren't I? Oh yeah, I like that. That looks pretty, doesn't it? I like that. So what I'm going to do first is just go over this. It's a bit stark white to go with the background, I think. So I'm just going to muss it up a bit with my tea. I think it's the Tim Holtz Distress Ink tea dye one. There we are. And then I'm going to glue that onto that page. And then that can be there we go. And then, I mean, look how pretty that is. I'm so chuffed with that. So now that can be used as a pocket. You could do it as a side loading pocket. You could do it as a corner pocket. Or what I'm going to do with it is put some scrap white paper on the back of it and use it as a journaling card. So yeah, that was my take on stamping on book pages. I hope you found that useful and got some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.